Hello, Gemini. Welcome to this reading. On October 21st, the universe is resetting your scales with a new moon in Libra. So in this video, we are going to be taking a look at this week ahead. That is October 20th to October 26th, which does indeed include a new moon in Libra on the 21st. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you, see what's coming forward for you at this period of time. Now, Gemini, new moons are always a great time to initiate something, for fresh starts. And for this period of time in particular, some of you may be looking at like, how can I achieve balance, or how can I strike balance within myself or within my partnerships? How can I create harmony within myself or within my partnerships? And, some of you may even be looking at like, what is fair, what is unfair? In my scenario or in my current situation. That could also be the case as well. As we look at this new moon in Libra. So let's go ahead and get everything set up here and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay, I think that's looking just about good enough to meet. Energy on the bottom, you do have the Judgment card. Okay, Gemini. Judgment card is a strong card. It's a very strong card in the tarot. It can represent critical points or critical junctures in life. Okay, it is a card that may suggest that around this time you are having an epiphany about something. Okay, you're having an eye-opening experience or an epiphany around something, and this can mean that you are receiving your fate, so to speak. Okay, you are now seeing the results of the actions that you've taken or the steps that you've taken up to this point. Okay, they're all playing out for you in real time. And it may mean that you're like very close to completing something along with that, as it is the second to last card in the major arcana. So very strong energy with the Judgment card, but let's see what else we have here to add into that. Okay. And I do have to say, you have a really nice reading. The readings for this series have been excellent for everyone, especially the air signs, but yeah, you have definitely double aces, which, on a new moon reading, very poignant card to, aces are definitely poignant cards to find on a new moon reading. But let's just dive in right away here. So you have, for me, one of my favorite cards in the tarot, the Ace of Wands, right away in the middle. Perfect new moon card. Ace of Wands is the spark of life. It is initiation in the tarot. It's starting on something and being really, really excited, having the energy, having the drive, having the passion to actually start on something, to do something, to initiate something. Usually this is around business, career, but it could mean any area of life. You are feeling really, really passionate on this new start or this fresh energy. This is good for side hustles, for starting a business. It can also mean new career developments. If you are just have a traditional, if you're in a traditional career as well, it could mean that there are new developments in those areas for you during this period of time. But you are very clearly starting something new in this week. Here, and you're going to feel really, really excited and passionate about this here. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the first column. You have the Six of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so with the Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles, it's possible that you are going through a career shift, okay, here for some people. Now, if you're retired, some of you may be contemplating retirement, okay? You may be thinking about, actually, there maybe, because I know I have like a number of ages that watch me. Some of you are actually thinking about, is it ready for me to, am I ready to phase into that part of my life, into retirement, okay? Because you actually have long-term planning here with the Seven of Pentacles, and you have a new start. And the Six of Swords, for some people, it may suggest that you're phasing out of working 9 to 5 or owning a business, and you're phasing into retirement, okay? And you may realize that, you know what, yeah, I have the right, investments to be able to do this, or I've got the Social Security or whatever it is, to be able to make this happen, And yeah, I would not be surprised to hear that. I've also had a couple other air signs. Was it both air signs? Was it Libra? I think Libra may have also. The Libra reading is actually very similar to this one, Gemini. Not the Aquarius, but the Libra reading is very similar to this. But anyway, so Gemini, if you are not like at that stage, this may be a perfect opportunity to sort of strike, so to speak, and actually go through with a seed that you've been wanting to plant in your career life, okay? In your work life, in your business life. You may initiate that transition around this period of time, as the Six of Swords indicates that. And with the Judgment card, you may be having an epiphany here that, you know what, I can actually do this. This does actually make sense for me. With the Knight of Swords, this is a card of action. It says go for it. Strike while the iron is hot, In this case, as you have very, very positive cards around the Knight of Swords, and you have this Ace of Pentacles, which is that planting of the seed. So when you combine the Ace of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles, you have something with the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the drive, you have the initiation, you have the passion of the Ace of Wands. So it's a perfect combination when you get Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in a reading, and especially in a new moon reading, okay? At the same time, what's interesting here is there is a little bit of like Six of Swords, High Priestess, Star. There's something that is a little bit basically hidden. Like another way of saying this, think about it this way. Like this person is sailing through the dark. Okay, they're sailing through the dark. They're not exactly sure. They're not entirely sure what is in front of them. Okay, but they are going through with the transition. They are going through with the new phasing in of something. And so when you get this, it can sometimes mean that you're ready to start, you're going to initiate, but you're going to have to trust in the unknown a little bit here. Really, really put your faith in the universe or whatever you believe in, and trust in the unknown here as you go for something, okay? Now, in the middle, you do have the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Wands, and the Empress. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles, this is your long-range money, okay? Your long-term goals, your long-term planning. Okay, that is the idea of the Seven of Pentacles. The tree, you could think of this tree here as like a retirement account, okay? This person has been tending to this for many years, and the tree is now ready to, is now ready with its harvest. And this person is thinking about taking the harvest or letting it grow longer. And the idea here that I like with the Seven of Pentacles is that you have something. Okay, it means that you have something here, and now you're in this contemplation stage here around what to do with it. Okay, so this can really suggest that you're doing some long-term planning for your next however many years in front of you. And I think that for me, the Seven of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands is this long-term planning is more like, okay, I really want to start on this. I really want to initiate this. And at the same time, you are, giving it some deep thought on like, okay, if I do this, what do I need to have in place, right? So like you're passionate, you're excited, you're ready, you want to plant the seed, you want to get started. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, but you're also logically practically looking at something like, okay, what do I need to have in place? What goals do I need to set? Like, what things do I need to take care of? That sort of thing could be resonating, but I think some of you are actually ready to dive right in. You actually have this row of like just full stop going in, full steam ahead going into something here during this time. Yeah, like definitely with the Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So maybe it's, it's possible that some of you already done the planning, and now it's kind of liftoff. It's launch time. It's launch day. With that, you do have the Empress. The Empress is a major sign of abundance in the tarot. It's a very positive card. It is the mother in the tarot, and with that, it can be a message of fertility, actually, in the tarot. Actually, what I would say is, with the Ace of Wands and the Empress and the Ace of Pentacles, that is like a pregnancy combination. It can be. I'd also like to see the Ace of Cups in there, but that's certainly these two cards on their own, Ace of Wands, Empress, can be like a fertility combination in the pregnancy sense, right? Like in bringing new life into the world. It can also be fertility in business as well, right? But I did want to throw that out there. So that is maybe on the table if some of you are looking to start your own family as well, if this is something you've tried. If you don't want that, then just a heads up, okay? That is certainly here in the cards. But yeah, I see that there is fertile ground for whatever it is that you're wanting to do here, to plant the seed with the Ace of Pentacles, with the Empress, with the Ace of Wands, to see it grow and expand into something really nice for yourself here, Gemini. Now, in the final column, you do have the High Priestess, the Queen of Wands, and the Star. Wow, what a great reading. So it does feel like right now everything is led up to this point for you. It's like you may be thinking that, like, wow, I am so glad that I did X, Y, or Z, and I'm now here, The reason I say that is this Judgment card's coming into my mind once again, which is like, it is that critical point where you kind of realize kind of where you are, in your scenario. And with that, the Star, it talks about like some wish that you've thrown out to the universe that could be kind of trying to return home to you or come home to you in a certain way. It can be significant wish fulfillment in the tarot when you get the Star. So it's a very, very positive card. And the Queen of Wands is all about being bold, courageous, assertive, and confident, authentic. These sorts of themes might be showing up for you here at this time. You could also be quite busy, as the Queen of Wands is a card that may indicate busyness or having a heavy schedule or a lot on your plate or a lot on your schedule. And at the same time, with the High Priestess here, the High Priestess is sort of like, as you see in the card, they are emerging, right? They're emerging from the water. And this can represent the idea that maybe there is something that is a little bit hidden. This is a card of secrets or, like hidden energy, something you can't exactly see with your eyes. It's more so like right, you can't see intuition with your eyes, right? This is a card of intuition. So it's the areas in life that you can't actually physically see, right? And with that, it can mean hidden energy or secrets. And so there is a little bit of like, some of you have to take a shot in the dark here, okay, around this topic or this scenario or this situation. So why don't we get more details? And yeah, let's get some more details. I'm going to move into the clarifications portion of this reading. I'll start off by pulling some oracle cards for you, and then I'll also pull some tarot cards. Okay. Okay. Energy on the bottom is weights. Okay. Well, that might be a message that some of you want to like push. Remember, during this new moon, this is a time of balance. It's a great time to initiate something. I will still stick to that. It is a perfect time to initiate something, but some of you want to push here with the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. And yeah, there may be a little bit of a word of caution there. Now, let's take a look at these cards. You have in the near future and no. Okay, so that's a strong no. Then you have the situation will improve. You actually have the other no here, and meditation brings answers. You know what? We're going to go ahead and try to clarify this. I think this is the one I want to clarify the clarifications. Perfect timing. Okay. Here's the thing. This is about divine timing at this moment for you, okay? Like, there are times in life where it's just not the right time for something, okay? And then there are other times in life where everything's working within divine timing. It's perfect. So I will say that the oracle cards that we've pulled here are definitely a bit convoluted, because you've got like no, situation will improve in the near future, perfect timing. The way that I'm looking at this here is that the timing has to be right for you, okay? And maybe in the past you've gotten no's, maybe in the past, you didn't act on something because it just didn't feel right. There may be this perfect alignment of divine timing that is showing up for you. Let's actually figure that out, because the oracle cards are not exactly giving me the right answer here, or the answer that makes sense to me right now. So let's get some more details on this. Now, Gemini, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Do hope things are going well for you. We'll go ahead and shuffle the cards here, and then we'll get into it. Okay, you have the Eight of Wands, you have the Death card, and you have the Ace of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, well, I do see that this is on the way. Even the Eight of Wands can just signify this idea that something is on the way, okay? The Eight of Wands, it represents accelerated motion. It represents, maybe breakthroughs in life, communication from the distance, something being on the way, so to speak, okay? And with that is the Six of Swords, which is this idea of a transition that I think many of you are contemplating or thinking about. And the fact that we have these double aces, Ace of Pentacles, to me would suggest that you will identify the perfect timing, okay? Will it be on the new moon in Libra? Maybe. But there is something significant that's developing for you in this week as it relates to this seed that you're wanting to plant and initiate. With the double Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, that's very strong. And to me, looking at the future here for you, it's happening, okay? It's happening, but it's going to happen in divine timing, right? It's going to happen on the timeline it needs to happen on, okay? So with the Death card, this represents transformation, okay? You've got transition, change, and transformation here with the Six of Swords and the Death card, okay? And, the Death card, it says that change is inevitable. It's a part of life, okay? And I like that. I like looking at the Death card as more so going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. That is the better way of looking at it in my estimation as a reader here. And I see that there are really deep changes that you are undergoing and that are underway for you here during this week, or the kind of the steps that are leading up to this change are happening during this week for you. Okay, because it's really hard to wrap down timing in a reading, especially a general reading, and you can even tell in the oracle cards, right? So I see that this new beginning is on the horizon for you, and you're getting a breakthrough in that area. You have the Queen of Swords here. You have the Page of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay, if you're looking to become a parent or a grandparent, okay, this is the strongest combination of cards you could get for that. Empress, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Page of Cups indicating news on the way, okay? That is a very, very strong indication. Some of you are starting families, or some of you have something to share with the world. You have exciting news to share with the world. You're inviting someone new into the world, bringing someone new. This could very well be on the plate for you, either if it's a grandchild of yours or your own child. Something like this here could very, very well be here in this period of time for you. Along with that, I get a sense that some of you are excited to share what you are working on or what you are building towards. Okay, some of you are ready to show off or share what you have built towards. Okay, with that Page of Cups and that Ace of Wands, you have news to spread, so to speak here. Okay, you have something to show people. For the singles out there, it could very well mean that you are connecting with someone, and it would be a very quick connection. In other words, it would not take long to connect to this person. Okay, it would not take long to relate to this person. It would not take long to go deep into the relationship with this person. Okay, this could go very, very fast for you. Okay, that's very possible. Now, there is a message here for people around that Queen of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles that may indicate that some of you are wanting to take a logical, kind of like the phrase that's in my mind here is like, is what it is approach, practical, logical, is what it is approach to a long-term scenario here. Okay, so like with the Queen of Swords, they are not afraid to cut out what needs to be cut out. And if there's something that you have to come to grips with a long-term plan, whether this is a financial plan or a relationship or a business plan, I see you doing that, okay? There's something that you have to be honest about, I guess is the term. Like, is what it is honest, okay, about as you look at that Queen of Swords, Seven of Pentacles combination here and looking at it objectively. It's a perfect time, again, to do this on a new moon in Libra. The sign of Libra, the Libra energy, the Libra frequency is very good at objectively looking at things, you know, balancing things out. So this is energy that we all take on during this time. You have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Wands, and you have the King of Cups. Well, so I see that singles are definitely meeting people here. If you are single, like this, somebody's very much interested in you here with the Knight of Wands, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups. Throw in that King of Cups as well. Did we? No, we don't have the Queen of Cups. But yeah, I do see that is potentially on the table for you, and this could be this could be a really exciting connection that you're meeting, that you're finding with someone. Oh, that's the Knight of Wands. Wow, I don't know what happened to my brain there. That is the Knight of Wands, not the Knight of Cups. I think it's surrounded by cups, so my mind, I'm sorry about that. I still think that there could be a real opportunity for singles here. Sorry about that. That is the Knight of Wands. I misread that. Yeah, I still think that holds. Now, knowing that is the Knight of Wands, this is potentially a move in location. This is a card that talks about being a jack of all trades. This is an adventurer. This is somebody who likes to maybe take risks. Okay, this is a risk taker in the tarot. And I did talk about, it actually makes more sense that it's the Knight of Wands than the Knight of Cups. I did talk about how some of you are kind of like needing to trust in the unknown at this time. And I think that looks like, for some people, taking a risk in business, in career. Here, with that Four of Pentacles and the High Priestess, some of you are a little bit like wanting to pull back on that. So you'll have to make that judgment call for yourself as that person is hesitant. And then you have the King of Cups as well, which I kind of talked about. This is somebody who's a dreamer. And you do have a wish come true energy here. This is a very good reading. On the bottom, there's the Queen of Cups. So there's the counterpart, okay? I was looking for that here. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, that is a counterpart. Again, I do think for singles, there's a very real possibility to be meeting someone around this time for you. And let's see what else we have here. Let's take a look at the Kipper energies for you. We'll go ahead and pull some Kipper cards. Okay. See what we have here. You have main male, coffin, expectation, official person, poverty, and thief. Okay. Gift and courtship. Yeah, there's that courtship card again. Really good for singles. Okay, so the coffin is the death card, okay? And it doesn't mean literal death and dying. This means change and transformation. So this is a double confirmation of that, okay? Poverty and thief. Some of you are getting real about a long-term scenario here. Like, you're wanting to initiate change. You're wanting to initiate a fresh start in that area, in those areas, and you're getting real about this. You know, what is fair, what is unfair? Some of you are looking at that. And, you know, what do I need to change? What am I doing right? Like, some of you are really looking to take that balanced approach here, okay? it's possible that someone's placing a high expectation on you. I just don't see how that fits in here at this time. But what I would do is I would expect the best, okay, during this period of time. It's always better to expect the best, in my opinion, because from my perspective, it means instead of expecting the worst, right? It's better to expect the worst. It's more likely for the best to happen if you're expecting the best. On the bottom, you do have privileged lady, and yeah, there may just be a scenario here with someone that is somebody may be placing an expectation on you, but I think this is more about being in a really solid position for yourself and also looking at, in an objective way, what needs to be removed, what needs to be added. So, Gemini, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.